I get hundreds of questions every week, and one question keeps coming up over and over again. Will Social Security still exist by the time I retire? The short answer is yes, but not in the way you think. Today, we're not going to say what people want to hear. We're going to tell the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Let's make one thing clear right away. Social Security will not go bankrupt. That's a fact. But that doesn't mean everything will stay the same. The system works on a simple principle. People who are working today pay into the system to fund those who are already retired. When the number of retirees grows faster than the number of workers, the reserve fund starts getting drawn down to make up the difference. And according to the most recent official reports, that reserve fund is running out. Here's the specific number. After approximately 81 more payment cycles, the reserve fund will hit zero. Starting from cycle 82, if Congress does not act, beneficiaries could face a cut of up to 23% of their current benefit amount. That means, if you're currently receiving $2,000 a month, that number could drop to around $1,540, with no additional warning. This is not a personal prediction. These are numbers straight from the system's own reports. Next, I want to talk about SSI, Supplemental Security Income, the program designed for people with very low income and limited assets. Someone asked, if a family member wants to give me money to help pay for a car repair, can I accept it? The answer, be careful, very careful. SSI is not the same as SSDI. This is a needs-based program, which means any cash you receive could be counted as income or a resource for that month, and that could reduce or even suspend your benefit. The smarter solution, instead of having your family member hand you cash directly, ask them to pay the auto shop or service provider directly. That way, you get the support you need without putting your SSI record at risk. This next point is one of the most overlooked and one of the most important ET things to check when filing for Social Security. When you or your spouse begins collecting benefits, always ask this question. Does the other person qualify for additional benefits based on my record? But here's where most people go wrong. Don't compare the monthly payment amounts. Instead, compare the PIA, primary insurance amount, which is the benefit amount at full retirement age, before any adjustments are applied. The simple rule, if your PIA is less than half of your spouse's PIA, you may qualify for additional spousal benefits based on their record. For example, your PIA is $800 and your spouse's PIA is $2,200. Half of $2,200 is $1,100. Since $800 is less than $1,100, you may be entitled to more. Don't let that money disappear simply because no one told you to check. Now let's talk about a more sensitive topic, remarrying after the death of a spouse. If you are a widow or widower who is receiving or planning to receive survivor benefits based on your deceased spouse's record, then the decision to remarry can directly affect your monthly income. Here is the rule you need to remember. If you remarry before age 60, you will generally lose your right to collect survivor benefits from your deceased spouse's record. On the other hand, if you remarry at age 60 or older, that marriage is disregarded when it comes to survivor benefits, meaning you can still qualify to collect from your previous spouse's record. That age 60 cutoff is not arbitrary. It is a clearly defined legal boundary within the system. If you or someone you love is considering remarriage, make sure to think through the financial implications before making that decision. The final topic, and the question I receive most often from people receiving SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, is this. If I want to try going back to work, will I immediately lose my benefits? No. The system has built-in protection for you called the trial work period. You are allowed 9 trial work months, which do not have to be consecutive, during which you can work and still receive your full benefit payment. Any month in which your earnings exceed $1,210 counts as one of those trial months. After those 9 months are used up, the next rule that applies is SGA, Substantial Gainful Activity. The current threshold for 2026 is $1,690 per month. If your earnings stay below that amount, your benefits continue. If you consistently earn above that threshold, your benefits will then be subject to review. Don't let the fear of losing your benefits stop you from trying to return to work. The system gives you time and room to try. Take advantage of it. To wrap up, here are the 5 things you need to remember from this video. Social Security will not go bankrupt, but benefits could be cut by 23% without timely reform. SSI recipients should be cautious with cash gifts from family. Ask them to pay service providers directly in TSA.